Alliance are coming out of a series where, they beat Aster after losing to Fnatic, and they got a 2-0 victory, so they're coming off a victory 2-0, and EG are coming off a defeat 2-0 from Fnatic, who didn't drop a game. Fnatic looked real clean throughout the group stage, but now it's on to whether or not that 2-0 affected EG in a way where Alliance could take advantage and find themselves in the upper bracket.
Yeah, I think this is actually a really important series for EG, just because they haven't really been playing a whole lot recently, and I think even the most recent tournament they did play was with CCC as a stand-in, so it could be they really need to kind of play some warm-up games and really get back into the swing of things.
Definitely hard to come back in full form after a stand-in, but you had a lot of time. You get to this point, and we'll see what they're able to do. I do like the chances here for, well, really both sides, but I'm favoring Alliance a little bit. I've seen this Grimstroke, especially with the Earth Spirit of Taiga. To see them work in tandem could be devastating to EG early. And if you lose the early game on EG, I think maybe we see ourselves in a spot where Timber Saw and Morphling just go ham.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I think the first, honestly, even just the first few creep waves with Sumail and the Shove Fiend, because Nature's Prophet has massive. Oh, he goes raid level 1 just to shove out the wave. Yeah, I was gonna say it's very hard for Shadow Fiend the last hit against his Prophet.
Nature's Prophet mid. Saw it earlier today in the offlane, but Tiny in a lot of trouble. S4, Mickey gets first blood, and that's with Fly nearby, but he's gotten level 1 to the Splinter Blast. That actually hits and gets the kill on the Morphling, so I don't know if he was exactly expecting that trade, but Fly doing a really good job of at least getting one back for EG after Mickey got first blood.
Yeah, Mickey just sitting a little too low, a little bit too much agi, and obviously with that level 1.
They're trying for it again.
Slow.
They want the Ink Swell, they want the Rolling Boulder out, and now they look over at Fly. The Splinter Blast is going to bounce back over to Insania, but the body blocks are coming in. Fly in a lot of trouble. He's trying to get away. Taiga has the Rolling Boulder and missing it once more, but starting to isolate Fly. Nobody else goes with him as they still want to support Mickey here in the top lane and don't want to let S4 ring a couple shots into his ear.
Yeah, it's a super dangerous lane for EG if they're ever even remotely in the position.
And this combo, just look at the pressure they're putting on. Whew. It's hard to even feel safe in this lane. They're only level 1. Things are going to get harder come level 2, where if he does hit that Rolling Boulder, then as the Boulder Smash on top of it, how likely are you to get away? The Rolling Boulder comes in. No Inkswell with it this time, but they're taking the attention of S4 where maybe they get the Inkswell back. Splinter Blast hits on a Mickey as well as Taiga coming around, has the salve healing up, and gets through the trees into a nice spot with Tusk coming over towards top. And now Insania is the one who's going to pay the price. Inkswell comes through. It's a stun on 2 with the Boulder Smash hitting on both of them as well. But Taiga in a real bad way. Rolling Boulder hits on S4, but Fly coming over, and with the help from Crit, EG take the aggression from Alliance, throw it back in their face, and come out on top.
Yeah, really nice rotation by Crit. He doesn't need to be in the bottom lane. It is just Timbersaw, who really can't do a whole lot too. And now Mickey is done level. He just hit level 2, and this Tusk is level 3, X4, and Fly both level 2 as well. So goes from an easy Morphling lane to a very difficult in just a matter of seconds.
I don't know if Boxy's going to make too many aggressive moves over bottom, so we'll see how long Crit is willing to stay here, or if maybe they put Crit here and move Fly over.
I really like how Sumail is playing his mid lane. He's just constantly shoving the wave into Quake's face, not allowing him to use the treants for anything other than just tank the creeps into the tower. Super smart play.
Even using that Mango, get those raises available, get enough mana, throw them out, push in the wave. We'll see how this ends up going. He's hitting at 24 and 3 to the 16 and 7 of Koikfa. who is getting closer to that level 5. They're both just about there. Meanwhile, top again. Got the Arctic Burn. S4 in a little bit of trouble, but the Splinter Bolts comes out. Mickey's got to be careful with that. With how heavy he's into the Agi, a Splinter Blast Avalanche toss could maybe deal enough damage.
Yeah, interesting that he actually went for a point adaptive stroke. I mean, he needs the waveform, I feel like, to survive in this lane right now. Going for that little burst of damage over having a faster shift is a pretty bold move, but I guess they feel like they can still fight.
So, crit and fly. If they can get that level 2 on tag team, I'd like to see maybe shards come out, because then you've got the snowball shards to lock them in with the tag team. And that with S4, with how hard he hits already, especially with a tree in his hands, you know, it can really be devastating to Alliance. And we've seen them kind of pull off the pressure. They are not looking to roll in anymore.
Yeah, definitely. It really shut down the aggression from Alliance. At the same time, the Ice Shards don't bother Morphling that much. Earth Spirit can also roll out, so not too surprised that Chris focusing on and the mail the bounty for that bottle refill. He's feeling really nice. 31-4. Even though Quick
Tiger's gonna spot him, but what do you really do? There's nothing that the Nature's Prophet can do at the moment. He's sitting level 5, getting close to level 6. Sumail falls behind a picogram of XP behind Koikfa for a moment. Going to get those 2 bad runes really didn't affect him at all.
Looking to set up. Sumail reads it. Feels like
Rolling boulder again. Taiga just off the mark on these rolling boulders. This is very uncharacteristic of him on this Earth Sphere. He's usually very clean.
Yeah, and this hero, he thrives when he's getting kills in the early game. He can definitely fall off. So, you have to kind of step it up here, because, like you said, it does feel like, well, Alliance has this Morphling, which is a slower payoff, but the rest of their team is geared for aggression.
Insania now, he'll be in a lot of trouble. Inkswell on top of him, but it's not going to matter. They already lose him. The Boulder Smash comes out on a crit. They've got the Adaptive Strike and Snowball. Staying alive. Arteezy actually dropped off screen, and now crit. Waveform forward a couple more shots, but he just can't find it. And now the Avalanche comes in. Taiga really looking to play this aggressive to make sure they find a kill, but the Rolling Boulder, and then what? You have a Mango, 8 charges on your stick? Can't play that any more aggressive than that spot right there.
Yeah, I think that both teams really kind of just like testing the waters right now. It doesn't feel like anyone's really ready to commit to a full-on play, but they do bring S4 to the mid lane, which is kind of an interesting move as they smoke Arteezy crit behind, and Sumail just goes to the jungle. I don't think Quick is going to be expecting this move.
Got 2 heroes ready to go. Arteezy and crit that could snowball in. Koikfa playing it really far back. The trees come over.
Smoke almost about to run out.
And there it is, broken, but Koikfa in the right position. And now Arteezy, he'll get spotted by Taiga as well as Insania. They can go with the Inkswell as well as the Rolling Boulder in. The only problem is he is level 6 and Omni Slash is available, so.
That was very anticlimactic after all of that.
A lot of time just doing nothing there for Arteezy.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he will rotate to the top lane, pressure Mickey up here, but like you said,
there's the Snowball once again. They look for the Inkswell, but Snowball to avoid it all. And again, off the mark. Alliance, they definitely have opportunities to get kills, but it's EG playing them really well. And out over bottom, just goes in and gets a kill. Sumail, you might want to be a little bit careful here, as you don't have any catch stuff box if you were to get aggressive, but not too much mana. He can't really play with you too much. And now over towards the top lane, if you're used by Arteezy just to get away. He's also got that healing where Mickey drops a little bit low, but it's just the kill over bottom on to the Winter Wyvern.
We do see Sumail picking up the Arcane Boots, so probably going for that Guardian Greaves build that has started to become popular with Shadow Fiend. Really looking for that early push timing, it seems like, with all the sustain coming out from the Wyvern and the Juggernaut healing ward.
S4 is stationed himself over mid. It's Sumail into the jungle.
Flies in trouble again.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Quick make rotation. This is some aggression that you can play. Where Box, you get somebody low, you bring Quick in to almost guarantee the kills. It's going to be very hard come, I would say, the mid game for Alliance when they start feeling confident about their movements.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, Quick queuing up the Vlad's. Gonna be firing those auras.
Sending S4 back to the high ground, but he runs away, gets the avalanche out. Sumail coming up for the Inkswell on top of Boxy, but they got the kill beforehand. Now the snowball all the way over to Insania. It actually doesn't pull over Sumail, who's been hit with the Phantom Embrace to silence him up. Timber Chain over. There's just no real way to catch Boxy.
Yeah, this Timber Saw could end up being a very huge problem. Boxy is already level 8, and S4, his counterpart in the offlane, only level 5. I mean, extremely rough early game, and we were kind of saying during the draft that S4 is likely supposed to be kind of like the tempo setter with that Blink Dagger.
And the ulti there landing on a Sumail as well as crit. Okay, at the moment, third on the net worth, so not that bad of a lane. It looked like he was going a little bit slower earlier, but has really opened up for him. He's about to hit level 7, sitting third on the net worth ahead of anybody on the side of EG. So he's in a very good spot at this time.
Yeah, early tower gold, man. It's a really big deal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And if you look over bottom, Boxy's just continuing to put pressure on the bottom towers. They'll have 2 heroes to help him out as Fly in a lot of trouble once again. The Rolling Boulder comes in with a Boulder Smash. Taiga gets the kill, and that is seemingly the second or third time that Taiga's actually landed the Rolling Boulder and it's led to a kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But it
How do
works
they
out.
stop this Timber Saw? I don't. They don't really have any tools to deal with Boxy right now, barring any huge overextension by him being left alone by his team.
S4's coming over, maybe to get a kill onto Taiga. Tries throwing Boulder out, toss back to the Tusk, and with 3 heroes here, especially with that Walrus Punch, very net.
A nice teamwork. Getting a turn kill, much needed kill. Anything at this point. A little morale boost for EG is probably what they need.
The only problem with that, and maybe if they get this kill over mid, it's worth it, is that dragged 3 heroes over bottom to get just an Earth Spirit. And that's, again, more space being made for Mickey.
Yeah, after that early rough lane with the tri-lane versus tri-lane, he's starting to catch up nicely. Has the Mask of Madness, or it's the Morbid Mask, so he can farm freely in the jungle on full agi without any problem.
Meanwhile, you've got Koikva, who's sitting top of the net worth, picks up Vlad's first item, 2-0 talismans, 1,100 gold saved up. He's looking really good, top of the net worth, but Sumail starting to find his place as he's looking to be going in that mech first item. Interesting pickup here. I think it's going to be Guardian Greaves first Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, this is something that he started doing recently. Kind of, I don't know, we're kind of throwing it back like multiple years at this point. You know, this is a build, used to be the mid laner was always the one that built the mech, right? Viper, Shadow Fiend, etc. And we also are starting to see those tri-lanes come out again, so Dota, very cyclical.
Boxy comes top, crit. He'll TP towards mid because they throw the Winter's Curse out onto the Grimstroke. They've got the toss, they've got the raises, they'll get the kill, but again, it's forcing many rotations over to just get a support. Mickey taking a lot more damage than maybe he's comfortable with that Blade Fury right on top of him. But still, it drags heroes, 4 heroes mid, Jug by himself, and it's just for support. Meanwhile, Boxy just continuing to farm away, as is Mickey, and then, of course, Koikva, who's now going into this Crimson Guard. He's finding quite a bit of farm, too.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Taigo's able to shove the creep wave into the bottom tier 2 and finish off that tower, so EG does need to pay very close attention to this bottom lane, as there is a profit, and if Alliance decides that they want to start chipping away at the tier 3 tower, EG still really doesn't have any tools to deal with that.
I kind of worry for them. We talked about maybe Sumail getting this Yules, and that would be that extra lockdown to find a couple of these heroes, but he's going into the mech, so do you still lack that lockdown? They go after Boxy, this will kind of show it. 4 heroes over, the Walrus Punch comes out, the tag team on top of that, and they will have enough to finally bring him down. This took a lot out of them to get that kill, and meanwhile over mid, Arteezy's very vulnerable. Magnetize laid down, Inkswell on Taiga, but the Blade Fury's okay to keep him away from the Inkswell, but the Stroke of Fate and then the Boulder Smash. Arteezy getting way too aggressive, ends up dying, and Taiga still is able to escape. The Winter's Curse once again on Grimstroke, but every time this happens, Alliance is okay that this is happening onto their supports. Boulder Smash hits S4, the toss is out, and Insania will end up falling, but is there a reaction to come through from Alliance? The Adaptive Strike comes in, the Rolling Boulder on top of that, the Boulder Smash into the hands of Mickey, and now he morphs into the Tiny, gets the toss with the Avalanche coming in, but Mickey, the Splitter Blast kills him! Boxy back into the engagement, now looks over at Fly, he'll at least find that, and then meanwhile over top, here come the shards to lock in Koikba, but he gets away nicely done with the Sprout, or did he? Because the Snowball is there to track him down, they've got 3 heroes here, Omni Slash on top of him, and a kill for EG, that is big for them to grab what they did. 4 heroes end up dying on Alliance.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really feeling like Alliance was just pulling EG back and forth across the map. But with those big kills on Koikba and the Morphling, absolutely worth it. And EG probably feeling much more comfortable with the state of this game.
Yeah, it brings the net worth down to about even, and it does push Sumail closer and closer to these Guardian Greaves, as well as S4. It's got this Blink Dagger, and then Arteezy, he goes Yasha first, needs a lot of open space for this Battle Fury next.
Yeah, but his team,
I don't know if that was the move. Coming in, strong. Walrus Punch. Ooh, they've got themselves the Rolling Boulder as well as the Magnetize on 3 of these heroes. The Geomagnetic Grip hits on 3. So now they're all silenced. The Magnetize reapplied. Boxy not dead. And we've got nobody else here to really go back in.
No more Magnetize, no problem. Everybody at full HP. This tower is going down. And the sustain starting to show for EG.
Oh, TP. Right next to Insania, and the toss is through, but the Phantom's Embrace as well as the Inkswell. S4 will be unable to get that kill into the Grimstroke. Morphling going Sanjin Yashi. He had picked up that Morbid Mask. Boxy's now picked up a Yules. And it is Sumail. Just 20 gold, and there it is. He'll have the Guardian Greaves. So EG, they've brought it close. They still have a bit to go before it looks like a game in their favor, though.
Yeah, and one interesting thing to note is that while Koikba is the top network, a lot of that gold is just kind of going into support items, right? He's going Vlad's, and now is the Crimson Guard just about finished up. So it's not like it's 8,000 net worth of damage. It's really just kind of support items. It's like the most farm support in the game is Koikba at this point.
So they get the Yules. That comes out on a crit. Walrus Punch stops him from Timber Chaining away. They've also got Arteezy here. Again, it's just these stymied attempts as Alliance. They just kind of poke and prod at the moment. They are looking over mid. EG, Link, Avalanche, Toss, Mickey. Raises won't be enough. And it's both teams just kind of doing that. Do a lot of damage, back away. Do a lot of damage, and back away again. Nobody really committing all too much, but they might have found Fly, but Crit, he's got the snowball to turn this around. With the Walrus Punch coming in, the Soulbind comes out, but for what? Now look over at Koikba and Boxy coming over. This could be a problem for EG if they commit too hard. Koikba comes in with a 2-man Sprout. Winter's Curse locks him in place. Crit, S4, both need to back up. They're in the trees, a place that Boxy, or well, Timbersaw hates. And Crit now needing to run away from this Timbersaw, but it's 3-on-1. Koikba comes back in. Taiga also here. Sumail coming over. He's invis. They've got the toss. Avalanche comes out. The Wraiths are there. Nice geomagnetic crit coming in from Taiga to silence up 3. They've got the whirling death as well as the Timber Chain Chakram coming out. And now Sumail and Crit are both gone. Magnetized on both these heroes. S4 trying to run away with Fly. Now into the trees.
And Mickey's here
The
too.
attempt. He'll escape.
Plenty of space for Arteezy. He's finished up the Manta style, putting pressure on the tier 2 top. Finally getting some space to breathe. Still a very even game.
Yeah, back and forth it goes, and it's even with that big exchange. When they got the kill on Aboxy, it brought it to just a 1,000 net worth lead for Alliance. So EG doing a very good job of outlasting the aggression of Alliance.
Yeah, and while there is a Morphling, you still kind of have to give the edge, I think, to EG just because Shadow Fiend and Jug scale quite well as far as the late game goes, but it's definitely very close.
Dota Plus right there with you. A little bit of an edge for the side of EG. Border Smash, Avalanche coming through on a Taiga. He's silenced up by the Phantom's Embrace. Inkswell on top just in case they do make the aggressive play. The Soulbind we've only seen once, but with it we haven't seen much.
Yeah, it just doesn't really have any good combos. I mean, you can try to do, I guess, a double Wrath of Nature, but other than that, it's pretty much just up to him to get a double silence off. Probably more of a deny pick than anything.
With me.
I do like the Inkswell, but you haven't also seen that in this mid stage of the game work out in their favor either, where you're looking to put it on like Mickey and have him waveform in.
Yeah.
Or throw it on Boxy where he timber chains across and the timing's just right.
I'm sure we'll see that at least a couple of times before the game's over. Wow, Fly's already picked up a Blink Dagger and he escapes certain death in the bottom lane.
To 10, 1,000 net worth lead for Alliance. You've got the Yules for Boxy at the moment, going into the Holy Locket. Not an item you see all too often.
Yeah, pretty much the only hero that is worth buying that item on is Timbersaw. At least so far.
Fly just TPing out, and actually that rolling boulder puts Taiga in a precarious position. The adaptive strike comes in, they've got the shards, Arteezy coming over, the rolling boulder attempt, the snowball, not fast enough, but the Omni Slash certainly is, and Arteezy using it to get a kill onto the Earth Spirit.
They right to the mid lane, they're gonna initiate a push, finish off this tower, they want to start taking over control of the Roshon pit area. Very good. To have the Aegis on both the Juggernaut and the Morphling. Meanwhile, Koikva has a Scythe queued up, and he's 3,000 gold towards that already. So, very high impact item being purchased potentially by him after picking up those support items.
Just have to be able to keep the game and the pace it's going on right now to get these next couple of items, because it's going to be an E-Blade on Morphling soon enough. And I would say maybe close to around the same time the Hex. So E-Blade and Hex, at least for Alliance, we'll see. And then what's coming out next for EG? Pipe for Shadow Fiend. So Guardian Greaves into the Pipe, and then Arteezy going into the Mjolnir. He's got this Manta style as well as the Maelstrom right now, so just throws away the Battle Fury all in all, and then just goes for the Mjolnir. And then their offlaner S4 Echo Saber after this Blink Dagger, but he's sitting only at 6,800 net worth.
Yeah, I think I like this alteration and build by Arteezy. The Battle Fury just feels like it's probably a little bit too slow of an item right now for how they want to play. They're ready to get aggressive at this point, and they need that extra damage from the Maelstrom.
They'll find Insania again. Soulbind comes out, but doesn't do anything, and getting at least this kill might open up Roche for them.
Right to the pit. Koikva does spot it out with the Treants, so they know this is happening. I'm sure that Boxy will start heading over there. Possibly dropping some chakrams in the pit.
See what they're able to do, if there's going to be any exchange between Alliance and EG going for this. Roche, Boxy comes over, and with just that, it does scare them away. I would love to see Grimstroke have Soulbind at this point. This is a very important fight that I think he at least could have done something with it. Oh boy, yeah, they've got Koifa. Avalanche comes in, but Boxy comes over. They need to be a little bit careful. The shards are nicely placed, but Koifa going to attempt to TP out. The snowball comes in, that's going to stop that. Crimson Guard used, and the Omni Slash comes out. There's a fight raging on in the backlines. It looked like they were looking for a Requiem, and it finally goes off. Taiga's going to be the first one to drop on Alliance, and now Arteezy with a Blade Fury. Koifa's still not dead, however, as the Avalanche comes out. Sumail ends up dying. Boxy continuing to go for Arteezy. And the chase is on and on and on as Arteezy actually heads north. And they've got this Yules, but out of mana right now is the Timbersaw. Finally, the Sprout comes in with the Blade Fury. Arteezy trying to TP out. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Meanwhile, on the other side of this fight, Mickey had the Inkswell on him, but it's not going to be enough. They'll finally find Crit 2 heroes in on the side of EG. They look for more in S4 and Fly. The Sprout comes in. He's locked up for a moment. The Treant's looking for the body blocks. Back coming in is Boxy. Insania nearby. S4 trying to run, but these Treants are just too strong. The E-Blade comes in. They'll get S4. Fly just has to fly away with this Winter Wyvern. And after all is said and done, Alliance come out ahead, and they're looking to get Roche as well.
Wow, the power of Crimson Guard and Vlad's, I mean, it can't be understated. Koifa was spotted by this perfect ward over here by EG on the Shrine. Set up perfectly by Tusk and S4, but they just didn't have enough damage because he's so damn tanky with these two items.
Curse in a second. This could be huge. As they look for the Curse, they finally landed. Arteezy goes for the Roche. Can he get the Aegis in time? It's not just getting snatched by Mickey. Oh, baby. So he picks it up. It's going to be immediately expanded as now the side of EG are trying to run away. Arteezy gets out of harm's way, but Sumail one. Now they look over at Arteezy as he's going to be pushed back by Taiga. The Rolling Boulder comes in. Both cores are dead. Oh no, it goes really wrong for EG off the back of that Winter's Curse. It looked like it could have lined up to be so good, but once the Aegis gets snatched by Mickey, it is all in the hands of Alliance.
Yeah, no buyback on Sumail. They're definitely going to pressure high ground. They've got the healing ward. Mickey still has Juggernaut form for another 10 seconds or so. That Aegis, of course, was popped, but plenty of damage to take down this tier 3 at the very least.
And they have to be careful how they try to poke into this. They may be trying to defend the tier 3. It could be melee racks if Alliance are feeling like they could go in, but there's the Eagles immediately coming out of the Tusk. Taiga onto the high ground, waveform away. Mickey taking a lot of damage, and again that happens, and he dies to the shards. Oh, now this is so good for EG. They're going to look to get even more. Walrus Punch from a long distance coming out of the Boxy. Insania trying to run away. The Magnetite comes through from Taiga, but is it going to be even enough to do anything? Running away is Boxy, the Timber Chain out. Taiga does get the Rolling Boulders. It looked like somebody was trying to get in front of him. There were two heroes trying to just get as close as they could. And now the Rolling Boulder once again is he's trying to walk away, but Fly's got that Blink Dagger and the Winter's Curse to lock him in. So that sets up S4, who's just waiting. Avalanche Toss with the Snowball. Walrus Punch to Oblivion. 3 exit kills for EG. And that's off the back of Mickey going heavy into this Agi and then ending up dying.
Yeah, there was... I mean, he must have just accidentally hit the Agi button because there was no reason to be shifting to Agi there. That is a huge, huge deal. Momentum back in EG's favor just like that, it feels like.
Shard's a little bit short of Boxy, and now the Timber Chain forward. Wow, Boxy's playing this hyper aggressive. And the TPs are coming over to the Shrine, so he might be able to set something up for the rest of his team as Mickey comes over, and now he's turning to the Tusk. Snowball's going to be used, and it's going to hit on Mickey, but the Timber Chain over as well as the Whirling Death coming in one more time with the Chakram. Sumail gets the Requiem. There's the Soul Line. Is it going to be enough this time? They've got the Hex on a couple of these heroes. The Chakram on top. He's not going to survive, even with the Cold Embrace on top of him. Crit trying to run away from Mickey as he's got himself the Walrus Punch out. And, oh yeah, Sumail does not have buyback. Back over to Fly. The Whirling Death comes out, but onto the high ground. Here comes Koifa with the TP in. Timber Chain doesn't latch to a tree. The Cold Embrace, but it keeps him close. And now, Boxy ready with the Chakram. And
what is happening?
The kill. Oh boy. S4, Taiga, not going to be able to find him. And the buyback comes out from Fly as well as Crit. So they're going to try and defend here. As Mickey goes into the Blade Fury, hitting away at Arteezy. He has to be very careful. 20 seconds still until they have Sumail. The stroke of hits on two of these heroes as they use the team as well as the Walrus Punch. That hits on a Mickey. They'll follow it up with the Snowball and toss back into the enemy base. But the Hex comes through as well as the side of the Phantom Embrace from Insania. They'll get the Code Embrace, sustaining him, keeping him alive. Foxy comes over to chalk him on top of him. And now the Blade Fury coming out from Arteezy. Foxy taking a little bit of damage, but blown up by Insania is S4. So he's dead. He might be forced to use buyback. And exactly what's going to happen is he will use that buyback. Fly comes over into the Arctic Burn and trying to slow down somebody. But Foxy, he's just able to Timber Chain away. Sumail finally back alive. S4 goes in with the Avalanche, and now he's trying to run. The 4-step away, the Snowball might be bringing him in too far as the Ink Swell's on top of him. Mickey doesn't get the stun, but now he's staying a little bit low with the Sprout coming out onto Arteezy. He's in so much trouble. Gets the Mansion to come out, but now the Soul Mine, that's going to lock in Arteezy with Crit. He's got to back off. He's got himself the Chakram. Now the Winter's Curse is going to lock in Tiger, but that's not really the target he wants. He's only there to really throw out a Rolling Boulder and maybe get this Magnified back out in the next 15 seconds. The Rolling Boulder comes through. That's going to land on an S4. Foxy trying to get away with the Ink Swell on top of him. He's still not dead. The Walrus Punch finally finishes off the Earth Spirit, and now they're looking for more. Can they find anything on the exit? Is Insania trying to run away? Crit nearby with S4. Insania in the trees and actually eludes the entire side of EG. And Alliance, they find themselves the melee racks as well as the tier 3. They force a bunch of 5-acts. They finally lose Taiga on the end of that. But Alliance are up 7,000 net worth, definitely in the driver's seat, and it all looks good.
Yeah, and they grab 3 bounty runes on the way out. None of their cores die. That was a very, very tense moment, and EG kind of holds, but at the same time, Alliance feeling really good now. Mickey closing in on a Scotty. Going to be just that more tanky, and Koikva finishes up a full Shadow Blade, so he's going to be able to get himself into position for these double hexes off the Soul Bind. And there's that interaction that we were hoping for with that particular spell.
Oh, Mickey's got double damage. S4, that is not the way you want to go. But yeah, that's the interaction we were waiting for. We talked about it early, how there wasn't much interaction with the Soul Bind, but the Hex is definitely, not ability-wise, one of the best.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under
Yeah,
attack.
absolutely. And, I mean, the effect of it is that Arteezy is now queuing up a Lincoln Sphere, really fearing that Hex.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
So putting the pressure on EG, Sumail queues up a BKB, definitely needed. He kind of is the frontliner for their team.
EG getting together. Is there a smoke on anybody? No. But Roche, 2 minutes at minimum. We'll see. Bloodstone here for the Timbersaw, and Scotty coming out for Mickey. So they are on those next items. And after that last fight, it looked pretty strong. But it will, in fact, be a 5-man smoke coming out from EG. So let's see what they're able to do as they wrap around towards mid. Dire Scan. Oh, they did go to the high ground, and that's going to be marked out.
They find Tom.
Mickey comes over. He's going to turn to the Jug. They've got themselves the ulti coming out from the Navy pocket. Arteezy into the Blade Fury. Now the TP over from Mickey. They've got the Soul Bind and finally latches on a crit. So they'll have the Hex on 2 of these heroes. They've taken out Fly. They've got the Phantom Embrace, which is going to silence up both of them. The Mantis style finally comes out to purge that silence. The Magnetize on a couple of these heroes. Sumail. Requiem. No. He's got the Rolling Boulder, so he wasn't able to get it off in time. And meanwhile, the Walrus Punch comes out. That's going to get the kill on Insania. And Sumail in a lot of trouble. His quick play as well. Taiga hit away at him. He's silenced up once again. The Rolling Boulder comes in. They'll get the kill. It's going to be 4 dead on the side of EG. And just getting away is Crit.
How do they defend? No buyback on 3 heroes. Man, Arteezy just got focused down by the Morphling. Couldn't get away from the Scotty.
He was just all by himself. The Hex came out on Arteezy as well as, I believe, Crit. And when you have the Hex on multiple heroes and then this Phantom Embrace on them as well, the silence with the Geomagnetic Grip coming out from Taiga, as well as the stun on his Sumail, there was not much he could do.
Yeah, and EG just really doesn't have any damage at this point. S4 did not get off to the start that he wanted, so they just have no burst. Sumail going for this kind of utility Shadow Feed build, playing the frontliner. He's not really a right-clicker, and his magic is not incredibly high damage either. And Arteezy, of course, just kind of had to go for this pseudo split pushy utility build as well, so not enough finish off any of these tanky kills.
They've got one last chance to really hold. Boxy's going to be inside the base. They'll use the Blade Beer and Arteezy. Fly comes over. I think he blinked aggressively to look for a Winter's Curse, but now the E-Blade comes through. The Winter Wyvern's actually going to be in a lot of trouble as they've got the Soulbound on Sumail as well as Arteezy, so if they can find the Hex, they could be in a lot of trouble, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The double Hex, the double Sprout, they're looking for something as Taiga. Avalanche comes in and hope the first one to fall. So Alliance, they're the first ones to lose a hero, and maybe they try to back off, but Foxy tossed into the rest of the team, and now the raises come out from Sumail, but it's not enough damage. McCabe back into the Jug form, and now he's got the Blade Fury. A lot of damage. They're starting to get around him, but Foxy and Senia trying to keep him alive. Arteezy, Requiem on top of the waveform away. Now the Winter's Curse locks him in, but look at that 4-man Inkswell stun. Insania gets low. He finally ends up falling. They'll take out Mickey. That's going to be 3 heroes dead on the side of Alliance, and now they've got the toss that's going to lock up Boxy. He Timber Chains away, trying to get out of here. S4 and Crit continuing to roll on forward with the Snowball. They'll get the kill. 4 heroes dead on the side of Alliance, and EG, they hold theoretically as they still have a tier 3 over top as well as the set of racks, but this is Alliance still ahead by 10,000 net worth. If they can force the buybacks on Alliance with what EG can pressure with, maybe this game gets pulled back to even as they don't have the option to go for Roche right now.
Double damage is picked up. Wow, what an overextension by Alliance. Taiga was just completely alone. They didn't even take this tier 3 tower. EG's back? Question mark?
That's what Grant's saying. But we'll see if they're able to hold out 10,000 net worth deficit. They've got 1 tier 3 remaining, 1 set of racks remaining, 1 lost fight, and that could just be it. But they're the ones who have the advantage going into next Roche. Everybody will be up, so it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, and all those buybacks will be back off of cooldown. We could very well see a massive fight over this Roshan.
They're waiting for it. Crit's just stationed here. He's parked. Doesn't want to move. Doesn't want to make sure that if he doesn't want Alliance to have a moment to come in here. I think they do take it relatively quick to go for Roche. As Crit, don't leave the pit just yet. 10 more seconds.
Yeah, they know. They have it timed out. They're just sitting here waiting.
And Roche is back up. Nobody in the pit to spot it, but they've got to assume. And now the fight actually comes out, and Senia's blown up by S4. So a quick one there.
No buyback. That's a big deal. Boikva putting pressure on in the top lane, trying to force EG back out of the pit.
Keeps pushing into the base. They need to be careful. 4 heroes here. No buyback, though, available on Insania, and you're really using that Soulbind with the Hex to lock down these fights for Alliance. So without him, it's kind of hard to take a fight, as I really do think he is crucial to Alliance's game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they even itemized for it, right, with that super early Hex on Boikva. Going in for a Bloodthorn next, and they were able to finish off that tier 3 top, get some damage onto the range racks, but now EG have this moment where they have BKB on Sumail. Arteezy has picked up the Lincoln Sphere, so he's not quite as susceptible to the control, and EG is starting to come online. Shadowblade on Tiny as well, so you can find those pickoffs and start fights.
This is turning into a problem for Alliance, where EG, we've seen it before from them, holding like this with 1 set of racks available and making their way back into the game. And 9,000 net worth at this point, really, you can't tell the difference. I think the items on EG are enough for it to feel like an even game despite being down 9,000.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely very close, and in fact, both EG supports are more farmed than their counterparts on the other team, so the net worth difference is even better distributed on the side of EG.
Gotta be careful if they were to get ratted, but Fly is down here, making sure that he's able to push out these creep waves.
Wyvern so good at doing this. Lunar Blast, just constantly keeping these waves away.
On the high ground, Boxy comes over. TZ, S4, and Crit are all here. In Alliance, we're close enough to maybe look for a fight, but S4, he's the one who's got the Shadow Blade as well as the Blink. They lose the vision. TZ and Crit still close by. They've also got the reinforcements coming from the Winter Wyvern as well as Sumail on that SF. So let's see.
Koikfa showing in the bottom lane, so EG knows that if they see a fight, they can go for it. Possibly not wanting to take a fight on the shrine.
Okay, he is the Tiny right now, and now the Timber Chain's going to come across the bow of Arteezy. They've also got the Avalanche as well. The toss coming out onto Sumail is going to pop that BK and get the Requiem off. That's going to end on the Boxy as well as Tiger, but they get the kill on a fly, and now they've got the Soulbind that's going to land on the 2. Blade Fury coming out from Arteezy, but the Snowball is there to get the save, and now they've got the Avalanche toss on the sidelines as Insania. He's going to be the first one to die on the side of Alliance. They also lose Tiger that popped the Aegis. Now, Crit needs to be careful. Back alive is Arteezy, and the Timber Chain doesn't actually connect to anything, but they get the kill on a Crit anyway. Nikkei looks over at S4 as the Avalanche comes into the toss over to Koikfa, gets him away from this Tiny, but they'll kill off Arteezy once again, who doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 83 seconds. Back over to Sumail, who's running away from Boxy. The Chakram on top. They've got the Hex. The E-Blade comes through, and they will get another. Thank you, sir. One more, please. And Nikkei with the double kill.
And just like that, Alliance seizes control of the game again. Very awkward. Fly was heading back to the base to defend, and Koikfa was able to pick him off by EG's shrine at the top. And so he wasn't even at the fight. There was no save, there's no Splinter Blast, and there's, most importantly, no Winner's Curse.
So now no 2 or 3 top, and they actually find S4. Boxy who gets the kill. They find S4 very far away from home, and definitely a aggressive spot, and a spot that if you're out that far, you need to be expecting that somebody's coming over.
Yeah, just trying to grab those bounties, keep the waves out as far as possible. He does have buyback, so it's not the biggest deal, but we're about to see a full Satanic picked up by Mickey, and this Morphling is getting pretty stacked.
Yeah, E-Blade Scotty soon out of the Satanic. He's also got the SNY, but still holding on to a 1, so there is something that he could replace if this game goes a little bit longer. 41 minutes in, they'll go for the last set of racks. The buyback comes out from S4. Let's see what they're able to do. Boxy will try to stay up towards the front as S4 blinks in. He's also got the Avalanche that's going to hit on a Mickey. Boxy comes across with the Timber Chain. There's the Soulbind laying on a 2 of his heals. It's going to be Crit as well as Arteezy, but now they look over. They'll take out Fly, so they no longer have themselves the Winter's Curse. The Sun's going to land onto a couple with the Magnetize on top of that, but the Requiem comes through. The heal's going to be used by Boxy, keeping himself alive, and now Sumail with the BKB. He's doing a lot of damage, but not really focusing on the right heroes as they're able to just escape for Alliance. So back in they go. They reapply the Magnetize. S4 getting a little bit low. No more BKB for Sumail. They'll take it to the center racks. The Snowball comes out on a Mickey, but he'll turn it into, or actually I think it was the Lotus Sword that got the Snowball to come on back. So yeah, Crit ends up dying. The Omni Slash comes out. It's going to be Mega Creeps to the side of Alliance, and now the bounces aren't enough to get anybody dead on the side of Alliance as they continue to just siege the space. The Timber Chain across, Arteezy into the Blade Fury, and now Avalanche. Could they get at least one? They finally find Tiger, but the E-Blade hits onto the S4 Tiny, and he's dead for 104 seconds. So it's just Sumail, it's just Arteezy. What are they able to do as the silence as well as the Hex comes down on the Juggernaut, and Boxy continue to move on forward. Koikfa, he is looking with Mickey here, who goes back into the spin. Arteezy falls, he's going to be dead. He'll buy back. Mickey comes over with the Ink Sword on top of Sumail, and no buyback for him. Dead for 2 minutes. They'll call GG. Alliance take game 1 over EG in this decider best of 3.
Ooh. That was